Hello, Chris.
Hello.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
I'm
How are
gonna
you?
Good. I'm gonna pull you up on the internet since we can't show our videos.
You're just gonna stare at my image while we're
Yeah,
talking?
so we can see this amazing. You look so thoughtful in this picture.
That's me. That's what I always look like, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife is a little bit concerned. She feels like it's kind of creepy at this point. Like, it's not a bad look, but a little variation would be nice.
Well, I'm very excited to be doing this with you and for you to offer to teach me
With
Vue.
me or with you?
With did I say something wrong? Oh well, it's early. I've been having
No, no,
meetings.
it's just one of those like new puns that you have to make. I get it.
Oh, you were making a pun. I totally didn't catch that.
Yes.
What were you saying? Something about
You
viewing?
were saying, you were saying I'm really excited to do this with you. And
And
like
you said
when
with
people
Vue.
say that, like with you, it's hard to say. It's hard to tell whether it's with you, like YOU, or like with you,
Yes.
VUE. And if Evan's in the room, it's even more difficult because you don't know if they actually mean you or they mean Evan or
I,
Vue.
I killed your entire joke. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. The jokes are always best explained. I'm way funnier when I get to explain my jokes.
I've been looking up what is it called? Christmas ugly Christmas sweaters. They're pretty bad. Some of them are NSFW. So let's see. Related to items you viewed, I obviously have been looking at
Well,
Hello
that's okay.
Kitty.
Like there aren't people behind me or anything. I work from home. I work remote, so
Well, this is screen
yeah, like
recorded. So
he's seen a lot of things. That guy's been around.
look how funny my inspired by my shopping trends. More items to consider.
Yeah,
Oh, it's bad. But I remember seeing some like ugly Christmas sweaters. Ugly Christmas sweater, and they're like really cute, like that one. But they have a lot of cute puns. Like I've got hoes in different area codes, like ho ho ho. You
hmm
know, it's pretty funny. But this one's really cute. When I think of you, I touch my elf. It's cute. But,
Oh,
anyways,
I did that one. Maybe I'm too innocent.
when I
Oh,
think of
self.
you,
Got it. Just
oh,
myself. Got it.
see, I don't feel so bad for killing your joke now.
Well, see, I've got to explain all the jokes, I guess.
Ah, okay,
At
so
least myself.
um, okay, one of the things because I know that Vue is probably one of the only out of the larger frameworks, more adopted frameworks, the only one that says don't use the CLI until you're ready. So as a beginner, don't use the CLI.
Yeah, we don't recommend using it if you're not already familiar with sort of some like advanced JavaScript. Like if you've never used like a build system before,
Mm-hmm.
or you don't feel comfortable with build systems. If you've never used Babel or something
Uh-huh.
like that, then it can be a little bit overwhelming
Mm-hmm.
because you are dealing with like a module system right away. You're
Mm-hmm.
dealing with a build step, and if these things are unfamiliar to you, learning those on top of you can just like make you feel totally overwhelmed. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally makes sense, but let's just have at it and see how traumatizing it is.
You got it. I'm here, so I'll be your safety net.
All right, so in order to generate a new Vue project, do I just do like Vue init?
You got it. So view in it, and then the name of the template you want to use. In this case, the Webpack template's a good one, so let's start with that.
So Webpack,
And then space,
uh-huh.
and then the name of your project. What do you want to call it?
So do you guys camel case or kebab case? Does that matter?
It's just the name of the folder, really.
Oh, name
So
the
it
folder.
doesn't really matter. Yeah.
Oh, wow, this is so
We're
different.
gonna create the project in.
Let's call it punny. No, let's call it Vue. Vue.
View. I like it.
Vue. What's the convention? Do you guys kebab case or camel case? It kills me. Vue.
I like to kebab case in my files and folders.
Okay, Vue. All right, new version.
But yeah, it's not a Vue thing.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so project name, Vue. Okay, now what?
Now just press enter if you. That's actually what you want to call the project as well as the folder.
Oh, got it.
Then project description, you can just press enter because we probably don't care about this. Oh yeah, that's good. This is the coolest project ever.
Yes. I'll be the author. Okay. Let's see, what does this say? Use, run. All right, what do you recommend? What is this? Run compiler?
So the second one, the runtime only, is a little bit lighter because it doesn't include the template compiler. But then you are restricted from using templates outside of .vue components.
Okay, so let's do that.
Since to explore the full power to be able to use Vue anywhere, yeah, enter's good. What you just did is excellent.
Okay, so I like this. Ooh, Airbnb. I like that.
What's more your style?
I think I want a standard. Well, standard. Set up unit test? No. End-to-end? No. We're gonna YOLO. Okay, so let's see. To get started, cd vue. Okay, I can do that. Cd vue npm install. Can you use yarn with it? Can you just do yarn?
Totally, yeah.
Okay.
You could Command C right now, or Control C rather, and just run yarn instead if you wanted.
Okay. Hey, so I have a question. So, like, typically what happens with most CLIs is that, or at least framework CLIs, is that it will spin up a completely new project for you, right? With, like, your build system and everything like that and tests. I mean, I like that this one gave me, like, it's like, do you want tests or not from the very beginning, right? But so in this, I created a folder, and then I guess you guys have different templates. So basically, is it kind of like you get to choose your build tool? Like you got to choose your, okay.
You use tools that you feel most comfortable with.
And then after I do that, so I choose the tool that I'm most comfortable. So I want Webpack. What are some other options?
So another option is Browserify. There's also a simple template that's really just like an indexed HTML file. Or if you wanted to like completely skip a build system and you just want to be like dropped into an indexed HTML file that you can write some simple Vue code in and then see it in a browser.
Would that just be like Vue init and then the name without Webpack?
That would be Vue init simple and then that project.
Okay. And then this is just, so I'm creating a folder and then I'm creating a project name and then it generated the project for me.
Absolutely. Well, you didn't create the folder. The folder was actually created as part of the process. You just named the folder.
Okay, got it. Alrighty, this is very exciting. It's my first baby Vue project.
Right.
Source folder. Go ahead.
What are your goals? What kind of things do you want to learn?
So does this, how do I run it in my how do I run my dev environment?
Great. So that's npm run dev or yarn dev.
Okay. Building. Localhost. You know what I really like about React? Create React app.
Yeah.
It spins up it just like opens it for you. And then it's also like, oh, default's 8080, but it's in use.
Yeah.
Do you want to spin it up on a different one? It's like, oh my God, this is so cool.
Yeah, we actually used to have that, but we ended up removing it because a lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people didn't like it opening up like a browser for you because some people wanted to like restart it when they were like tweaking with a Webpack configuration or something like that.
Oh yeah.
But then they had the tab open and it just kept like opening new tabs and new tabs and new tabs. And, yeah.
Well, you know, the other thing I really like is I saw this tweet on Vue and RxJS the other day, or actually this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that was all about, but I'm excited. Okay, let's go. So I just want to.
It was probably just about the Vue Rx package.
Was it? So not Vuex. What's Vuex? Is that state management?
So Vuex is state management. In the Vue Rx package is the officially afforded package to
manage side effects.
Basically hook RxJS directly into the reactivity system so that you can just like dump subscriptions into your data and everything just works. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful feeling.
Ooh.
It's the best of both.
So sexy. We're going to have to go through that with Ben soon. Okay, so what do we do now? So all I want to do is, actually, I don't really know what I want. I guess we could just create a simple page. Or, let's see, I said I wanted to use the router, so I'm curious about that. Maybe tell me about the router. Okay, so because I specified I wanted to use the router, it just did everything for me and set up the router, which is kind of nice. And then if I want to generate new components, can I do that on this in the command line or no?
To generate a new component, you just create a new file, and you can do that in your editor.
Okay, so I could just like, maybe I want to call this the, I'm so unoriginal these days. Punny dot, is it VueJS?
.vue.
.vue, okay, sorry. I was guessing with this .v. What is that?
The Router extension is pretty cool. That's the officially supported extension for Vue and VS Code. And it gives you syntax highlighting and other cool stuff.
Ooh. Should I install ESLint? I feel like I probably should.
I like the ESLint plugin. That's up to you.
All right. So that's installing. That'll be exciting. Okay. Okay, so what did I do just now? I created Punny Vue. Whoa, what's that? What's all this? Oh, this is just like... Oh, so this will just make it prettier, right? The Router thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think once that's installed, then there'll be a prompt to start.
Do I have... Oh, restart to update. All right, we're going to YOLO it. Let's see, is this working?
We're going to YOLO it.
Yeah, I call everything YOLOing, but...
Everything's YOLOing?
My entire life is a YOLO. Or a yo-yo. I mean
your entire life technically is a YOLO, right? I mean, you are only living once, presumably. I mean, depending on, depending on what kind of like religious philosophy you might subscribe to.
I just watched, what did I just, some show, it was it Thor? No, oh, it was Jupiter Uprising or something like that. Have you heard of that?
I have heard of that.
All right, well, anyways, somebody was reincarnated. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so if I have Punny Vue, what do I need to change? Export default name. So this is the name of the component, right? Punny. This is the Punny component.
Yeah, so what I do to get started probably is delete everything inside the template. You can even delete the div.
Okay, delete the div. Okay, got it.
And templates, stateful components in Vue have to start with a single like root element. Okay. So you can pick whatever element that is, or to start with, you could just like add an H2 there and say like hi, or put in your favorite pun. That'd be even better, right?
That was terrible. I need to work.
I'm enjoying the view.
I like that one too. Okay. Enjoy the view. Okay. All right. So now what? So this is so you were saying it has to start with what? It has to start with a stateful components have to what?
Have to have a single like root element. So you can't put like a div and then another div next to it. But you could have like a div inside of another div. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So basically, I need a root level component like that.
Oh, it doesn't have to. So the H2.
Uh-huh.
H2 is that root.
Okay.
Or was that root? So like, it doesn't need to be a div specifically. It just has to be like an element.
An element. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. For sure. Yeah. But I probably want to make this more exciting, right? Like instead of just
eventually. But first, we would just want to see it, right?
Yeah, that's true. Okay. So
yeah, and then let's delete these styles because we'll add our own styles later.
Okay.
So let's not delete the whole thing. Just inside the style tag.
Okay. By the way, I really like this Vue Router thing. It's pretty cool. What is this scoped attribute to limit the CSS? So okay. So like basically, if I don't say scope, then it's going to be global CSS.
You got it.
Okay, that's interesting. So you could really F up a lot of your code.
Starting with like anything.
Yes, absolutely. I was just thinking, my boyfriend was looking at code reviews.
Nothing will save you if you really want to.
Yeah, my boyfriend was looking at code reviews all weekend, and he was just like, he's like looking at C# code. And he's like, what looks wrong in this? I'm like, look, I don't know, but I feel you. Now stop talking to me about C#. Okay, so I'm enjoying the view. Okay, so does this matter? Like, do you have to change this to punny, or does that matter? I mean, I copy pasted that, right? So
the name is technically optional, and really the data too. Since we're not displaying anything, we could actually to show this off, we could put the content I'm enjoying the view inside of this message.
Okay. Do I have to put in H2 or anything? No, I don't. Oh, but you know what's messing up? I'm just gonna. All right.
And then inside of the H2, we'll replace that content with double curly braces, the mustache syntax,
and
then message.
MSG?
MSG, yeah. Just the same way it's spelled in data.
Okay, so return message. Okay, that's interesting. So I could be like, hey, and be like, blah. And then I could be like that. Oh, I'm liking this part. Okay, how come it's not giving me my editors being like, no, I don't like this formatting. You might not like my formatting, but. Okay, so now what?
Now I think we are missing a comma after message.
Thank you. Okay.
Now we need to show up somewhere.
Should we set up the router on the Hello World component?
Well, so do you want this to be a page?
I think I want to see both. Let's stick the component on Hello World first, and then let's make it into its own page. So if I go into Hello World, can I just literally render out punny?
Well, first, I think it looks like we still need to save punny.vue.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, then let's go back to Hello World.
Okay.
And we can, inside of our script.
Let me just delete all this drama. Let's see. Okay.
All this.
So div class equals hello is because of this, right? So basically, if there's a style and it's scoped inside a component. No, that's not right. Why is?
Can you repeat the question?
Oh, I was just wondering why div class is hello. This doesn't matter.
I don't think. It looks like maybe there's a style that was deleted, so that can be removed.
Okay.
You don't need it.
Okay. Okay, so now can I just do I need to import the component?
You do. So inside of the script tag at the very top.
Inside the script tag. In here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you press enter from here, yeah, exactly. And we can do import, and let's say punny.
So do you guys care about what's your convention?
I prefer Pascal case for components.
Oh my god, I don't know what Pascal case is. What is it?
Oh, it's just
camel case?
It's title case without the spaces.
It's what?
title case without the spaces. So it's just like a capital at the beginning of every word.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like camel case, but there's a capital at the first word too.
Like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can call it whatever you want.
Okay, so import punny from... Oh, wait, so... Sorry, no, I totally missed that. So capital P, right?
Yep.
Okay. Import punny from punny. Okay.
That's what we recommend.
Okay.
And then inside of the object that we're exporting, let's say like after the name property, inside of that object, let's add a components property.
Okay.
And this will be an object.
Like that.
You got it. Ooh, yeah, perfect.
Okay.
That looks beautiful. And then now in our template, you can, you essentially have a punny custom element available to use wherever you want.
Okay, so I can stick it in here somewhere, like H2, and then...
Well, you could just use it like as if punny was an element, so you wouldn't...
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, can I do that?
You totally can.
Okay, and then is this... Oh, hey! Hey now!
That's you. Yeah, did you see that? You didn't even have to refresh.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, that was awesome. Yes.
That's the happy load.
That was amazing. Oh, I like Vue. This isn't. Why is this also like? That's interesting. So why? I'm just wondering, and this is probably like something that you guys have bike shedded with long and hard on. But you know how like let's take Ember for example, right? With Ember, you just like if there's a component, you just double mustache it out. How come you like specify the component here as an object and then stick it in, and then you can use it as just an element here? Like, why is that?
Right. So we like to be very explicit,
mm-hmm.
and there are times when you might want to import a component, but not actually use it within this template. For example, you might want to pass it to another component for that component to use. That can be useful for theming, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And there might be other things that you might do with a component, for example, like possibly use it, but just like return its options in a computer property if you want like a dynamic component, like some kind of like weird situation where, like let's say you have a dashboard with like a bunch of different tabs, and depending on what tab the user has open, you want a different view displayed inside of the content.
Mm-hmm.
And so you might use different components for that, depending on what tab they're on.
So what about, I forget because I haven't poked around in, probably a few weeks or so. But so in React, if you're importing from a component, you're just like importing and then you just use it like this, right? Isn't that right?
Yeah, because you're in JavaScript the entire time.
Okay.
And actually, if you were writing a render function, that's the way that you would do it as well.
Okay.
And you can use render functions with Vue.
Okay. Huh. All right. So now I want to style myself. Are there like a ton of different libraries for styles or what?
Just type some CSS.
So
it's not complicated with Vue. Well, you still have to have the selector. So if you want to target your H2, for example.
Like dot background color? Wait. Am I just like failing right now? Isn't it just...
Well, let's take a step back. So if we want to target the H2, we have that, and then we start with curly braces.
Oh, I see what you're saying. And then background color.
You got it. Yeah, that way we just have to say what exactly inside the component we want to style.
What if I just want the entire component?
Hey, did you see when you saved it changed?
I know, I saw that. That's awesome.
Beautiful.
But what if I want the entire like component to be background color red?
Well, in that case, you would target the
body
whatever
or something.
the root is. No,
Oh, template?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
no, not template, but the root element is the H2. So
Oh.
right now, like, you
Oh,
do
I got
have
it.
it so that this entire component is background red.
Okay, I see. So are these considered, these aren't considered components, right?
No, those are data properties.
Okay.
That's a good question. Good question.
You should see me and Ben pair sometimes. He's like, Tracy, it's an object. I'm like, uh-huh. And? But did you see? I'm learning, Ben, because object.
No, I don't think there are any dumb questions except the ones that you keep to yourself, because those are the only ones that keep you from learning.
It's true. So, okay, router. I'm like, I don't know why I'm so fascinated with routers. Probably because I was so excited about Ember's router and I was so used to using it. And then when I went to Angular, it was like, oh my God, router drama. And then the new router came out. And then with, what was the other one that, oh, and then like React Router v4, everybody was like up in arms about. So you guys have a router. And
Yeah.
if we can just, so if I want to specify a different route, do I just, whoops, no, that doesn't look pretty. And then path is going to be like, we'll call this punny for the path, and then name. So does this is just the, is this like the route part? No, that's not the path. So what is name? Is it the name of the component? No, it's not the name of the component. What is that?
Name will be the name of the route, and one of the reasons that is technically optional, but it can be useful because it allows you to specify links to go to the name of a route rather than the specific path, because you might want to change the path in the future. For example, you might want, like if you have in an about page, that might start at like /about, and then you realize later that actually if we change it to like /about-us, then we get better SEO or something like that.
So just changing the...
if you do it by its name, like if you link the pages by their name, then when you change the path, you don't have to change all the places that reference that page. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. How come you guys don't use semicolons? Oh, is it just ESLint?
It's not us. It's the standard ESLint config that you chose.
No semicolons?
Yeah.
I got a semicolon tattoo.
Did you really?
At React Rally, yes. With James Kyle. Because we're smart. Okay, wait.
So it's...
oh, slash components, yeah. There we go.
Yeah, but do you see how the Hello World one is imported?
Yes. Thank you.
There's a Webpack alias that makes it easier so that no matter where this file happens to be, this will still work.
That's interesting. Oh, so I don't have to think about all the ... whatever.
Exactly.
Oh, that's really nice. And that's Webpack.
Yeah, that's a Webpack thing.
Oh, pretty. Okay. Thank you, Webpack.
So you want to go to your new route in the browser?
Yeah, let's do that. Oh, what happened?
So, did you see how, if we go back
to this?
Yeah, did you see how this was slash or like hash and then /? That's because the default routing mode for Vue Router is hash based. If you want to change that, let's go into our router index.js file. And right at the top of New Router, where New Router starts, let's create a new option, mode, colon,
Mm-hmm.
and then the string history. And this uses the HTML5 history API, which is what you were trying to do.
Oh my god, this ESLint thing's gonna kill me. Okay. Let's see, save. All right. And then this is funny. Oh, baby. Okay, so how did that happen? So what is in here? So punny view, and that has the view image. Where's that coming from? Am I crazy?
Try refreshing the page.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Here, go back to the router. Let's see. Try /punny. It's been a little bit of time since I've had to configure new routes.
/ oh yeah, /punny. Thank you. That probably is it. Woohoo! Okay, and then why is this here?
So the reason that is there is because if you go into app.vue, you can see that this is the layout essentially for all your pages, and you can set it up so that there are like a lot of different layouts. But we have an image of the logo on every page, and then router view.
Got it.
Is where the content of the page will show up.
Nice. But should it be router view? So bad. Okay, so let me just look at this. So yeah, actually, I really like. I don't know. Maybe just because I'm so used to always using CLIs, always having my dev environment set up for me and everything like that. And having my entire app just configured for me. Like, I literally cannot imagine not using the CLI. Like, I don't know. But I'm just looking at...
People are just getting started with features, and they just want to play around with it. Like, something nice about Vue is that you don't actually need a build system or anything fancy to play around with a lot of the core stuff.
Right.
Like, to use components, to use computer properties and methods and directives and all sorts of things. And so it can be easier not having to worry about how your app is fitting together when you just want to learn the core features. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of people don't have the experience that you do, obviously. With module systems and with JavaScript.
Yeah, I don't really know if I have experience in module systems and JavaScript, but we'll go with yes.
Really, you do it. I see you do some things pretty much automatically that other people wouldn't know to do because they haven't worked in this kind of project before.
So this is, so router view, and then the router is basically just default. Okay, that's pretty easy. I like that. Okay, I like that. Styling. So, I mean, I like that you can just literally write CSS in this. Why is it a hash here? This app hash.
So it's just targeting the app ID at the root of.
Oh, the ID equals app. Okay. I see. Instead of targeting, well, I guess that's a top level component. So if you have a div as a top level component, you want to target the entire thing, then you just hash and then give an ID. Okay.
And you'll notice that these are global styles because there's no scoped attribute.
So, what about what's the hottest, is there material design? Do people use material design with Vue?
Yeah, there's a project called Vue MDL for Vue Material Design Lite.
This one, yeah.
That's maintained by a member of the core team.
Okay. That's exciting. I want to play with this. Okay, so you just stick a script in it and then you're done. I like it. Okay. And then what about what else should we cover in this?
You tell me, like, what are your goals? What are your goals today?
Well, honestly, I was just really excited about like even figuring out the basics, you know? So the basics are great. Understanding like the router is super simple. Like your components, you know, like the structure setup of this is like really basic and simple. All of this looks so familiar. Like I feel good about using the CLI. I guess one thing is I was afraid to use the CLI as a beginner for Vue because y'all told me not to.
Well, to be fair, I think it also would have been a little bit more difficult if I wasn't right here.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I totally agree with you, but
And unfortunately, I can't be there for most people when they're learning Vue.
I know, I know. I mean, I think that's the. I think that's what stopped me, right? Like, I wasn't like, ooh, getting started guide using Vue, because the docs automatically told me don't do it. So I was like, okay, I guess I can't do it. But then I was
You can't
like,
convert it, or you can't use the CLI.
well, like, don't use the CLI if you're just started learning Vue, but I mean, at least the basic. Like, what else can you do with the CLI? So, like, you have to sort of. I mean, is there any like generate? Can you generate things with the CLI or anything like that, or is that
No,
even
we don't have
necessary?
generators.
Okay.
With Vue, the Vue CLI 3, which is being developed right now, we have a lot of cool plans.
Mm-hmm.
Some of which aren't completely public yet, so
Mm-hmm.
I can't share all of them. But I will say that, similar to Create React App, we'll
Mm-hmm.
be making the build system really like an implementation detail.
Mm-hmm.
Or it'll be a dependency that you can upgrade,
Mm-hmm.
so that as new features come out, you don't have to use a new version of the template. You don't have to
Mm-hmm.
generate a new project or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can just upgrade that dependency. And if you ever want to bail out, you can bail out too. But there'll be more configuration options
Mm-hmm.
than is available with Create React App, so that you won't have to bail out quite so quickly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, I really liked how you. Well, I mean, I haven't used Create React App in like I don't know, maybe 2 months or so. But I think what I really enjoyed about Vue was that you guys sort of like stepped me through a bunch of different processes on how to set up my application, which
Mm-hmm.
seemed really nice. So once I finally did do the Vue in it, although I didn't know that I needed to have like Webpack or Simple or anything like that as sort of a
Yeah, on the Vue CLI page, they do actually walk you through that. So
I know, because
yeah, if you had done this on your own, I think it would have given you the information that you needed.
I'm
But you
just
can be the judge.
I'm just a child and don't. Who reads documentation? Yeah, here, Vue init template name, or no, Vue init template name project name.
And then it gives you an example with Vue and it Webpack My Project.
See, bad Tracy, but it's more fun hanging out with you, anyways.
No, no, I understand too, and like I'm kind of used to like docs being really terrible. So like a lot of times I'll Google something even when I'm like at the docs. I'll leave the docs to go Google something, and the Vue docs are a little bit unusual in that we do prioritize them
Mm-hmm,
a
mm-hmm.
little bit more, or actually quite a bit more than most other projects. And so usually when people leave the docs to go Google something, they usually end up like right back at the docs because the docs do answer their question.
So this excites me, this pois. Do you know how, like, you're my favorite for teaching me pois? Pois. I tell people I want to give talks, but my talk name is going to be Don't Create a Faux Pois.
Yeah, I wish I had like come up with that, because then it was something that I could actually be proud of. It's like, yeah, I started that. I was the first one to call it pois.
Well, who first called it pois to you? Because that person might have been the first
No, I can't
person.
even remember. I've heard it from a bunch of people.
Oh, man.
Like, but for some reason, I just in that particular room, no one had ever heard it, so I was the weird one.
Oh, I literally, like, I say that every single time now, and people are like, what? but it's
I still say it. I still say it even after that shameful experience.
That was the best experience, if you ask me. So if I do a ploy, then I don't use it with Webpack. Oh, based on the Webpack template. Okay, so actually, if I just say ploy, then it just gives me the Webpack anyways.
Yeah, if you do Vue init ploy instead, then it'll be focused on helping you build a ploy.
Oh my God, does it like...
The reasons that we don't have that included by default in the Webpack template is because when you're building a ploy, there are additional concerns, like things you have to think about.
Vue init ploy. No. What do I do? Vue init ploy.
And name your project.
And then like ploy.
Ploy.
Like Papa, but ploy. Yes.
I was trying to see a pattern. If we do an ls on your code folder, are we going to see a bunch of Vue, React, Ember?
It's pretty bad. I mean, no, you'll see a lot of pun focus.
Those aren't bad. That's kind of fun, actually.
You'll see a bunch of like pun focused applications. So what is this like Airbnb thing?
So Airbnb is just a different popular configuration for ESLint.
Oh, it's just
which does use semicolons.
Oh yeah. Well, I like them.
So if you want your semicolons, Airbnb might be the way to go.
Yeah. I mean, is that literally the only difference?
No, it's not. It's not the only difference. It's actually a lot more opinionated in a lot of ways.
Okay, because that would be funny.
It's generally less opinionated. It's just on certain things for like, even though semicolons are really popular within JavaScript, it's something that baffles me a little bit because like you don't need them almost any of the time, and like the few times that you do need them, like are very predictable, and your linter can actually warn you when like, hey, you actually should have a semicolon here.
Yeah.
So it's just like why does like have extra characters lying around everywhere that don't do anything? Well,
are you a trailing comma person?
So for trailing comma, I'm less opinionated. I've used trailing commas. Sometimes I don't use trailing comma. It's always consistent within the project, but
the first time I saw trailing commas,
it does definitely make diffs cleaner having a trailing comma. So in that case, like I feel like it really is serving a purpose.
Yeah, the first time I saw trailing commas, I was like, "What is happening here?
Yeah,
what is this stuff? Why are there commas everywhere?" And then I learned about trailing commas.
The only reason that trailing commas are nice is because of the the version control tools that we use don't work very well with.
Yeah.
They don't work very well with changes that include just like an extra comma. It makes it seem like the whole line changed. So the way that we visualize those changes like happens to be bad, and so then we made a change to the language to accommodate the way that like the bad way that we visualize changes. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
So it's sort of weird. Like I would have like the more elegant solution would have been to fix. Would have been to fix our visualization tools so that it would just highlight the comma rather than highlighting the whole line.
Yeah. So can you tell me in like 10 minutes about the ploy setup? And I know Adi Osmani is very excited about this, but what is different? So I mean, I know this is different a little bit, but what is different within my application because of the ploy?
So it's just a ploy out of the box. So if you like open this up on your phone and you wanted to add it to your home screen, you can do that. I think there is some simple offline support.
But where is that in the application though?
That's probably in the build folder. Within the Webpack configs and also the service worker files.
Oh, the service worker. So it gives me the service worker stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you can edit any of this. You have a good base out of the box. That should work.
Me gusta. Okay. And then the Vue, like, what other exciting things should I know about the Vue community, or like, I mean, Router, I get the state management. I guess Vuex is state management. What's Awesome Vue?
So Awesome Vue is just a list of
Is it font
various
awesome?
projects
No.
that build on Vue. Like, it's just a huge list that we accept pull requests from, like, essentially anyone in the community that wants to add something here.
Yeah.
Listing, like, cool projects in the community.
Oh my God, I love it. Yeah, and the other thing I think is quite interesting about the Vue community, or the Vue core team in general, is that you guys are so like dispersed. It's like the entire core team is not in the Bay Area.
Yeah, last I checked, I think we're spread between at least 9 time zones and even more countries.
Yeah, it's.
And in fact, like, something that's kind of interesting is that Sarah Drasner is actually the first core member to join the team that actually grew up in the United States.
That's so funny. Yeah. Well, that's really. Where'd you grow up?
In Belgium.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Brussels or?
Antwerp.
Oh, cool.
I'm shocked that you even know a place in Belgium. You probably flew into Brussels.
I know Antwerp too, because we were gonna do a training there. It's only like half an hour away, right? But
or it's more like an hour away from train.
Okay, isn't it a half-hour drive? I thought it was really much closer.
I don't know. I never drive. Or at least when I was in Belgium, I never drove. Yeah,
it's Well, anyways, I'm going to Brussels again. It's so beautiful there, and the French fries, and the waffles. It's so delicious.
Yeah, you like the fritures?
Yes, is that what they're called? The waffles are called fritures. No, fries. Those are fries.
Like the places with French fries are called fritures.
Oh, I love it. So you're French?
No, I'm not French.
I mean, you can.
So in the north of Belgium, they speak Flemish. In the south of Belgium, they speak French. And I was in the north.
Oh, so you speak Flemish? Wait, did you say that? You do speak Flemish?
Yeah, it's a little bit rusty now. Like, basically, I only speak Flemish with like my sister and my wife sometimes, who's American.
Yeah. Well, super awesome. Okay, well, I think this was great and awesome. Okay, by the way, I have to go get I have to tell you a dirty little secret. I ordered Jimmy John's because I'm in Blacksburg, Virginia right now. So they just knocked on the door.
Hey,
Hi,
Tracy.
can I sign? So it's my junk food. Don't tell my boyfriend. He'll be so mad.
I won't tell anyone.
But now the entire internet knows.
I'm definitely not tweeting it right now.
I know. Now the entire internet knows I ordered Jimmy John's because I'm a terrible person that loves Jimmy John's for some strange reason. But it's a very popular thing, right? Do you guys have Jimmy John's?
Yeah. No, I'll admit I had Jimmy John's last night at the meetup.
Okay, I'll admit that I ordered Jimmy John's twice yesterday. One time just because I wanted some damn cookies and the boyfriend wouldn't let me eat cookies, so I ordered them.
Oh, yeah? Letting you eat cookies? What does that mean?
He's like, no, you cannot have dessert. I'm like, ah! And then half an hour later, I ordered cookies.
Okay.
Telling me I can't do something just makes me want to do it more. He hasn't learned that yet, though.
Why is he controlling your access to cookies?
Give me cookies! he's trying to do it for my own good because, I shouldn't be eating so many cookies. But
did you ask him like to help you keep you away from cookies or something?
No. And he eats cookies. Anyways, it's a thing. He's doing it because he loves me. Good boyfriend. I love you, but God damn it. Okay, so so this is so thank you again. This is Twitter for everybody who's watching for Vue. I hope everybody checks out Vue and stuff like that. I am very, very excited to also learn about this Vue RX thing. Like this is, I think our next thing, Chris, if you have time at some point in time, is to do the Vue RX. Here we go. This integrate RxJS with Vue.js. Like this I'm very excited about. And actually, maybe we'll do that together. I wonder how difficult it'll be to, next year I'm giving talks on RxJS and then how to refactor, basically like take all of the RxJS code and like stick it in different, like port it across different projects. So Vue was one of them I wanted to do. So if I have questions about that, I'll definitely let you know. But this is the first time I'm looking through this thing. It's very exciting. This will change soon.
It's not a new thing that's in Vue, but this article is new.
Oh, okay. Well, then I failed to. Yeah. And by the way, your docs are the.
There's just so much.
Yeah, your docs are the inspiration to, or at least the way you guys do the way you guys do translations are the inspiration to how we're going to handle translations in the new RxJS docs.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I don't know if you saw.
How's your Chinese?
How's my Chinese? Let's see. I think this is duh. So it's like views or something. That's a 1. I think that's like a 2 or something. I don't know. Ni da your. Or maybe it's ta da. I don't know. This is also.
I guess the answer is your Chinese is way better than mine. The only thing I've learned so far is like the characters for thank you.
Yeah.
Because when we get a contribution, I want to thank people. When they contribute something, but they only speak Chinese.
Yeah. The simplified. I learned traditional. So simplified is sometimes like a little bit like that's new, Xing, or maybe not new, but it stands for new.
Do you speak Chinese?
I do speak Chinese. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, kind of. My children will one day speak Chinese. Anyways, yeah, so that's the inspiration for the RxJS docs, which we're trying to get the how hard it is it to actually everybody complains about how difficult it is to maintain the translations when docs change. How do you guys deal with that?
So we have like translation teams for each translation.
Yeah, but like it's open source, so how do you guys? I guess you guys just spend. I guess you guys just prioritize it. It sounds like.
Yeah, we do. We spend a lot of work on it, and people like the docs are good, so like they're worth translating. So I think that makes people more motivated to translate them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So interesting. Well, anyways, I'll totally. I know that you helped a little bit on GitHub on figuring out just participating in the conversation, but.
Yeah, or at least I tried to point you to the people who could help you more than me.
Yeah, I'm going to tomorrow during the learning team meeting. We're just going to make a decision and say, YOLO, somebody's already been translating them in Russian, and I'm like, you know what? Why does it matter in the end? Just like let's write on other people's work, Like,
sounds good.
But anyways, well, thank you again so much. Can we do anything for you? Is there anything? Do you want to say anything to the internet before we go?
To the internet.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've kept in touch pretty well.
Yeah.
I think they know what's going on with me. I know what's going on with them. Yeah, I think I'm pretty good.
Okay, well, thank you so much again. And everybody, you can follow Chris on Twitter at Chris Fritz. And he's an awesome contributor to the Vue core team. And thank you for all the amazing open source work you've done for the community.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for all of your work as well.
Thank you. Awesome. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.